Hey Love Army, Richard here. I'm currently in the Danforth area because I actually was able to meet with a gentleman from our church. His name is Larry, and he was telling me about this awesome initiative by the gentleman by the name of Khaleel. He's been building these tiny shelters for the homeless here in Toronto, and we're heading to the winter time. It's gonna get rough out here, and he's been providing these shelters for free for people that are just in need, people that are homeless, they lost their jobs. And so I got an opportunity to just hang out with him for a bit here with Larry and Khaleel. We're gonna ask them a couple of questions and highlight them as they're doing just an amazing act of love and being unignorably good. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I was doing residential carpentry, just building houses. I've been doing that for 8 years consistently. And before that, just other construction jobs.
Well, I've been an engineer for the last 25 years, working in pharmaceutical factories and on the lines and upgrading equipment and so on. And I've done lots of home renovations and so on. So familiar with all the tools and how to build, and I could basically do most of the trades.
Yes, coming back from BC and just seeing everyone in tents everywhere, I figured, yeah, that this is something I can do. And so I built the first one and put a little sign on it and made a GoFundMe to raise more money because I paid out of my pocket to build the first one. And yeah, I figured it'd be nice to continue to build them. And then someone from CBC came across the first one I made, and they said they're going to do a story on it. And they did a story, and my GoFundMe went from $2,000 to $20,000 in about 8 hours.
That's amazing.
And then that same week, it just kept going up until it was like 100,000.
I've seen downtown people are on the streets, sleeping on grates in the middle of winter, and it's minus 10, minus 20 sometimes. Like, I can't imagine doing that. So I always want to help out in that way. But what could you do? But since I saw this, I said, well, hey, I could make a difference. I could come and help. I saw him on CBC News, and then I think I clicked on the GoFundMe. That time I was just working in the garage. He says he can't have too many people. And then he says, yeah, come down and help. So I think I've been here like 3 weeks, I think. So kind of like Tuesdays and Thursdays I come down 9:30 and then work till 5, 6, whatever, until the shelters get built. So that's how I got involved.
Yeah.
And here I am getting all dusty.
It takes roughly like 8 to 9 hours to build one.
Wow, okay.
And yeah, like 20 some odd 2x6, 6 sheets of plywood, 2 big bags of 2x6 insulation, 5 sheets of foam. I guess we switched to rock wool insulation that's going on the exterior, so we're gonna need 5 sheets of that. And then vapor barrier on the inside to cover all the walls on the inside, and then house wrap on the exterior, and lots of tape. We deliver them to people that could use them. At first, I was going around and like asking people that are staying in tents, it's like, hey, like, what's your plan for the winter? And
Gotcha.
just asking them where they're at, and then if they could use a shelter. And now there's a group called ESN, they're the Encampment Support Network, and they're doing outreach every single day to people staying out in tents and like just checking up on them. I mean, overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, for sure.
The first shelter, I didn't have a lock on it or a way to lock it at first, and he said, okay, like, this is like a big concern for me because I need to be able to lock it to put my stuff in there. If I'm gonna go away from it and come back. And so, yeah, I figured I'd go back and do that for him, and then we've been doing that on every single one. But overwhelmingly positive. Everyone's like surprised by how warm it is.
I don't know the passage exact in the Bible, but it says if you can do something to help someone and you have the ability to do it, you should do it rather than not do it. So I have the skills to build this type of thing, and I've always tried to use my skills, whether it's engineering or people skills or going over mission trips. I guess one of the passages in Scripture is Matthew 25, which resonates with me. That says, when was I homeless and you helped me? When was I in prison and you visited me? When was I hungry and you fed me? So I see this as a way of the people on the streets. You don't know what sort of situations they come by. Right now, especially with COVID, people are losing their jobs. People end up in the streets. Like Khaleel was just saying, the father and son, they're getting evicted, and they want one of these shelters. So these are people who had a job, they had somewhere to live, they lost their jobs, and they don't have anywhere to go. They're getting kicked out of their house. And Jesus said we should go out and serve and be salt and light. First of all, I think everyone has some sort of skills, whether it's carpentry skills or people skills or there's just encouragement skills. Everyone has skills, so figure out what you can do and then go out and do it. Actually, I was supposed to go on a mission trip this year to Kenya. It got canceled, and so maybe this is my mission trip for this year. Yeah. I find you get more out of it than you expect. You go to serve and people give back to you, and so that's a big part of it. I don't think we're meant to just sit around on the couch and watch church online.
I guess my hope is that there's more done to, give these people housing. Instead of just dealing with this permanent housing problem that it happens every year, but this year it's much worse. Short term, I'm really hoping to be working with city councilors and just finding a way to make it a part of the solution. Something I think would be important is just contacting councilors and letting them know that you want these people to be able to remain safe if they're not making it into shelters in different housing situations. And this is a way that we can help keep them safe.